Hello, I'm Pastor Gordon Walsh. I'm pastor of New Heritage Church, and we're located at the track every Sunday at 10 o'clock. Now, this is my office where I do all my work, and we're located here during the weekday on Badger Canyon Road, so just come on out sometime if you want to say hi, see me, just come on out. Most people knock on the door. You don't have to knock, you can just walk on in. Bella might get a little excited and bark at you, but that's okay. But either way, come on out, check us out, visit us, maybe we can go have some coffee or something sometime. Well, this week we've been covering Matthew, and we covered Matthew chapter 16, 17, and 18. And right now with this video, we're going to cover 16 only. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to read from verse 1, and then we're going to skip over to verse 4. But mostly we're going to just talk about this little question right here. Then the Pharisees and the Sadducees came and tested him, asked that he would show them a sign from heaven. And then we're going to skip down to 4, and one of the responses Jesus says, "A wicked and adulterous generation seeks after signs, and no signs shall be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah." And he left them and departed. He calls them wicked, adulterous in Matthew chapter 12, verse 39 as well. They're wanting signs. They're wanting to see something. And Jesus is like, there's all kinds of signs. The problem is you guys are looking for the wrong signs. You guys want wealth, you want riches, you want fame. I mean, even when you teach all intellectual. You want to look superior to everybody else. And that's not what this is about. It's about a relationship with Jesus. And that's the whole thing Jesus is trying to show the Pharisees and the Sadducees and anybody that is real dogma about, the Jewish religion. It's like, look, man, there's all kinds of prophecies about me coming back. And you don't see those. You're rejecting me. And it's not about rules and regulations and you're doing this and you're doing this and you're doing this. It's about creating a relationship with Jesus. Why is the relationship with Jesus so significant? Because when you have a relationship with somebody, you're not worried about the rules and the regulations anymore, because you're going to naturally, because you love that person, you respect that person, you want to honor that person, you're going to do the things that glorify them, lift them up, that makes them happy. And all of a sudden, without even realizing it, you're doing everything that they ask. That's what the relationship is about with Jesus Christ. And that's what we need to concentrate on, is having a relationship with Jesus. Now, verse 6, Jesus compares the Pharisees and the Sadducees to leavened bread. Well, you know what? I've read that many a times, but I never really understood the leaven part of it, because I know they talk about unleavened bread, it's yeast, and all this stuff, so I never really quite understood it. So I did a little bit of research on the leaven. The leavened bread is the leftover bread that they would set aside. And it basically spoiled, turned acidy, and it was no good to be used. It was kind of bad bread. Now, they did use it for yeast later on, but you couldn't just take that by itself and eat it. And that's what he was saying about the Pharisees and the Sadducees, is they're like leavened bread. They're garbage. They're So don't even mess with them. Then we continue on in this chapter, and this is the one part that it's just, I think a lot of times people really don't look at this, because Jesus in chapter or verses 24 and 25, he tells us to pick up our cross and to follow him. And we look at that, we look at the cross today as a sign of salvation, something very positive, restoration, in Christ, and rightfully so. But what Jesus was saying back then was, pick up your cross and follow me. It was as if we were in the electric chair and we were being persecuted for our beliefs. And that's what he was saying, because back then you'd be coming into a city. So let's say we're coming in, and this is a Roman city. This Tri-Cities is occupied by the Romans, and your relatives live in Yakima. And they're driving over here from Yakima one day, of course they're going to be on the horse and buggy or whatever the case may be. But they're coming up here and they pass Benton City and they come up that little hill and they're coming into town. And along that stretch is just rows and rows on both sides of the freeway of people being hung on crosses. Because what the Romans wanted to tell people is like, look, you're going to come into this town. We're the rulers of this town. You want to come in and cause problems? You're going to be hung on the cross just like all them. So that's what it was Jesus was saying, look, you're going to be, you pick up your cross and you follow me, you're going to run into some problems and have some persecution. So be prepared for that. Now, of course, today, we don't have that really in the United States, especially in comparison to other parts of the world. You know, so right now, hey, let's just enjoy the peace that God's given us, and let's not invite persecution upon ourselves. You know, make them to force it upon us. But right now, we're doing okay here in the United States, although we can see things transitioning, so it could be nearer than maybe we think. You know, so if you like this message, you know, give me a call, 509-628-2274. You know, give me a call, let's go have some coffee, let's talk a little bit. You got questions, you know, I can answer them. You can come visit us at the track. We're there every Sunday at 10 o'clock. We'd love to see you there. Obviously, the sermons are much longer than these ones are, and you get more information. And find us on the webpage at heritagetc.org or our Facebook page at heritagetc. Hey, we'd love to see you. Look forward to seeing you guys sometime soon. God bless.